All right. Good morning, everybody. Um, this is Derita Matters, August 6th, 2026. And this is our regular Zoom meeting on the first Thursday of every month, as much as possible. We've had a few skips this year, and that's just life getting in the way a little bit and being in remote locations. I'm gonna try to keep admitting people as they arrive, but let's run through quickly and just introduce everybody on the call. Just keep it short, and I'll call on you as I see you. I know we've got some guests from the city here as well, and some people that I don't know. So I would love to hear a short introduction from everyone. I'll start with, oh, hang on a second. Looks like Sylvia is arriving. Okay. Sylvia and Jack are logging in together. I am Teresa McDonald. I am on the board of the Derita Statesville Road Community Organization. I've lived in Allen Hills in the Derita area since 2007. I'm a realtor.
And click on the video.
As my first as my primary occupation. I'm a full-time realtor, and I did spend 3 years on the Charlotte Planning Commission just recently. So got to see how a lot of sausage is made in the city as far as land use and zoning and urban planning, etc. goes. Very interesting time, and I'm very grateful to have had that opportunity. All right, I think we've got folks. Jack may be sitting with Sylvia or going to get on a different device. I'm not sure, but I do see them on the video there. All right, let me call for introductions. I'm going to start with Sylvia.
Say hello. Introduce
Morning,
yourself.
Sylvia. We're just doing introductions.
Oh,
Say hi.
I I have to have help because I didn't know how to get in here.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Jack. Do you want to introduce yourself, Jack? Are you going to be on camera there with Sylvia, or are you going to?
Sure. I'm going to be here with Sylvia during the meeting. My name is Jack Rosh. I'm a member at large of the Derita Statesville Board, and heading to California for my 50th high school reunion. So starting on Sunday, I'll be gone for 2 months. We're going to do a major loop around America, celebrate the 250th anniversary by seeing probably 20 state parks and a bunch of other things. So glad to be here. Glad to help Sylvia get on live.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Why don't you find a seat?
That's what I just told him.
Yeah.
Up here.
Well, that sounds awesome, Jack. I would love to see your itinerary because that's on my bucket list for the next couple of years too, that trip. All right, and then another board member we have online is Thomas.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, this is Thomas Tumbleton. I'm a lifelong, or actually a native of Charlotte and a lifelong resident of the Royal Oaks neighborhood. If you don't know where that's at, that is bounded by Sugar Creek and Graham Street. It's behind the Fire Station 22. I've been previously a chairman of the Royal Oaks Neighborhood Association and currently the treasurer for the Derita Statesville Road organization as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Thomas. Let's see. Carrie Miller.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I'm Carrie Miller. I am a resident of the Derita neighborhood. I've been in Derita for almost 10 years now. Community advocate, part of the HOA Association for Avalon at Mallard Creek. We are located on the corner of Nevin and Mallard Creek Road. We're a block or two away from downtown Derita.
Awesome. Thank you, Carrie. Jill Stevenson, you were the first one on.
Hi, good morning. I'm Jill Stevenson. I'm a resident of Generals Point off of Gibbon Road. Been here for about 25 years now.
Awesome. Thank you.
And the HOA president for our neighborhood.
Awesome. And showing up as owner, I believe, is Sandra. Are you able to introduce yourself? I saw that she put something in chat. So Sandra Williamson is a longtime resident of University City near Brown Road. So she is joining us. And I think Anthony, you mind introducing yourself? Anthony.
I didn't think I had to introduce myself. I'm just a citizen that lives in the community. I am not on the board or anything to that effect.
No, we're very happy to have you. Where are you in the area? Just for interest's sake, it's not.
In the Derita community, the Hemby Woods area.
Okay, awesome. Well, welcome. Good to see you. Doris McDonald.
Good morning, all. I'm Doris McDonald. I live, excuse me, I'm an original Charlottean. I've been living in Derita for about 20 years. I live on Glenview, which is off of Hubbard Road.
Awesome. Welcome. Thank you. Thanks for being here. And I think that's everybody on the call, community members. Jennifer Brooks, are you with the city or the university?
I'm with the university.
Okay. All right. Sorry to just jump in like that, but
okay.
We would let's let Justin or Karen introduce the person. Okay.
Yes, I'm Justin Ritchie. I'm with the Charlotte Urban Design Center Planning Project coordinator, and yeah, we're excited to be on this call today. Just kind of, we have a placemaking project that's coming up, and then I'll let Karen introduce herself.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I'm one of the project managers here at the Urban Design Center, and I'm here to help Justin and Jen with the placemaking project in Derita, and we're super excited about it.
And
thanks
Jen
for having us this morning.
Is with the University of UNCC with the Master Urban Design program, and she's going to help us implement our urban design project, and I'll let her introduce herself.
Thanks, Justin and Karen and Teresa. Good morning. It's great to meet everybody and to be here. As Justin said, I am a professor of urban design at UNC Charlotte in their School of Architecture. My training and most of my career has been in landscape architecture. I'm a landscape architect, and just recently joined the faculty at UNC Charlotte. Prior to that, I was a design and construction project manager for Mecklenburg County, where I led interdisciplinary teams in the planning, design, and implementation of our park and greenway system. And so I worked on a number of parks in the county. I have an interesting Charlotte story. My family relocated to Charlotte, to the north of the county, actually, in Davidson in the 90s, and I graduated from North Mecklenburg High School. But then I went to New York University for undergrad, and continued with my master's degree in New England. And I then moved to California before moving back here in 2020. So I am not a native Charlottean, but I have a long history here, and have been back for about 6.5 years with my husband and our 2 kids. And we live in the Plaza Midwood neighborhood.
Wonderful. Thank you. That's a great history. And then I am very happy to see that Hashim Halim jumped on the call. I don't know. Are you able to speak and introduce yourself?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Are you hiding?
No. So I'm Hashim. I live in Derita, right off Sugar Creek and Gibbon. I've been here coming up on 7 years now. I'm an architect. I've done a couple placemaking projects in the community. And I just want to see it vibrant and thrive the way I think it can.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here.
Yep.
All right, folks, I'm going to just orient ourselves. I'm not going to read every slide, but I will send out the slides so that you guys can read it on your own time. But the Derita-Statesville Road Community Organization has really been around since 1973. One of the original kind of umbrella organizations, and it's ebbed and flowed and dwindled a lot, but we work very hard to try to stay on top of what is happening in the broader area, with a focus on our downtown. And I'll explain the geography here a little bit. Downtown Derita is roughly at Mallard Creek and W.Sugar Creek, where those two roads intersect. And the area that we cover in our Derita Matters meetings is roughly out to 77 here in the west, 85 in the south, and then Harris Boulevard inside this almost heart-shaped shape is the area that we focus on, kind of the natural boundaries, although some of these roads are quite large and form new boundaries, like North Graham Street is a massive river of cars that now dissects some of our neighborhoods, like Forest Pond. But that is the area. I've got another view of it on the Google Maps, showing the center at Mallard Creek and W.Sugar Creek, and it's about a 2.5 mile radius is that same area on the map. Our meeting schedule, and I've got a couple of things coming up as well, but our meeting schedule is on Zoom at 9 a.m. Every month, the first Thursday. So the next one will be September 3rd. And we've got a couple more. Hopefully in December, we'll have an in-person holiday gathering, but I would really love to get more people on board to pull that together. So let me know if you're interested. Otherwise, we'll just do the regular Zoom. And then we've got some town halls coming up with the city council members. It is an election year, so of course the city council is very active trying to get in front of, their constituents. And so there's 2 opportunities coming up. One on August 20th is Council Member Ajmera. She is leading kind of an update on the environment with a focus on data centers. The space is limited there, so you will have to register if you want to go to that. And then September 22nd, that's next month, but this one Malcolm Graham is doing at the Bojangles Coliseum. Malcolm Graham is District 2, which is a large part of Derita falls into District 2, but he is doing, his focus is the state of tourism and hospitality and those investments and dollars and how residents benefit. So usually these town halls will have representatives from a lot of city departments, and it's an opportunity as community members to talk with city staff, because there's usually tables around the event where you can meet with city staff, but and just chat to them about how to access resources for residents, etc., and understand a bit how all the different city departments work together. So those town halls are usually a great opportunity for networking. I encourage people, if you're going, wear a name tag, put on it that you're from the Derita area or your neighborhood, put North Charlotte, whatever, just so that you can make more connections with other people that might be there, and then direct them to join us on these calls, or you know, just to catch up on with the email list, or on the YouTube where we put the recordings of these calls. So those are the opportunities in the next couple of months. There's some more information on the slide about those 2 town halls. So when these slides go out, or if you want a moment, you can capture the Councilmember Ajmira's flyer has a QR code for the registration form online. So you can capture that on your cell phone right now if you want to. Otherwise, it'll be in the email. And there are links too. So when you get the slides, you should be able to just click on the links, because in that case, the QR code won't work for you. But try to mark your calendars, and let's put in a good presence on those things, those events. This slide deck is just really a summary of all the different things that we're watching, because there is a lot of change and a lot of stuff underway that we are keeping track of. So first on my list is the Red Line commuter rail, and you can see here the alignment with the stations, the proposed stations. And this process is ongoing. It's going to happen. It is, you know, they're targeting passenger service by 2035, so about 10 years out. And there'll be lots of engagement and decisions, etc., to be made around these, especially around the station areas, station design, and so on. So we will be keeping an eye on that. I've got links in the slide deck where you can go and sign up to receive updates on these projects via email. But this is a big project that is happening. It's underway, and it's in the early stages of design and station location refinements and that kind of thing, but it is underway. And of course, there is a Derita station proposed, which is slated to be roughly at Nevin and Gibbon Road. So have a look at that, keep up. And then another big investment that is coming, that is funded, is this RAISE grant. It's an infrastructure grant. It's a federal grant, and it has some matching local funds. And this is really addressing a 3.5 mile stretch of W.Sugar Creek from Nevin Road to, and the way this map is, you know, it was set up horizontally on at a meeting, so it's a little bit weird, but we've got downtown, I think I can't even make sense of this map because it's not oriented the right way, but here's Sugar Creek Park, so that is, and there's 85, and so in one direction is Derita and the other direction is I think this must be Derita. I'm just very confused. But that whole stretch of W.Sugar Creek is going to get a lot of investment from sidewalks, multi-use paths, mobility hubs, which, you know, we're struggling to define, but it's sort of a fancy bus station, but it won't only handle buses. It will be a drop-off point for microtransit, which could be, you know, scooters, bicycles, Ubers, you know, and the city's microtransit, which is kind of works like an Uber. It's a small car, basically. So innovative transit, and And we're going to be one of the first areas in Charlotte to see a project like that, and that is also underway. So there's a link here where you can go and look at all the details on that. There will be a Derita hub, and that'll be right by Mallard Creek and Sugar Creek, kind of where the old food line used to be. Now the Furniture Palace is there, and across from where Puckett's used to be is where the Derita hub will be. So we're watching that. And if you've driven around downtown Derita, you see that a lot of construction is underway, and the flavor of downtown Derita is changing. This bottom picture is where Puckett's farm equipment used to be. This is now a 4-story apartment building. It is slated to be affordable housing, so it is targeted to by income, and there will be 60 apartments there. The parking is in the back. The developers will be on our call next month to present some more renderings of this project, so we can get a better idea of what it's going to look like when it's finished. But I think it's adding a very nice new building on Mallard Creek and Sugar Creek, where we really haven't seen anything new in 50 years. So we'll get more information on that. These are the townhomes that are being constructed behind the BP, the old BP. Do not have an update on the BP. I'm assuming it's coming back, the gas station. Although you'd have to think that with 90 some townhomes behind them, maybe a gas station isn't the best use of that property anymore. But for right now, it's kind of dormant, and it hasn't changed hands, so we're not sure what is going to happen there. But these townhomes, it is a rental community, which is, you know, rentals are affordable housing. You don't need a massive down payment or a big mortgage to get into a rental in a desirable area. So these are brand new townhomes for rent on Sugar Creek, about 90 of them. So that will also bring new residents right into downtown Derita, which is going to be a game changer for some of the businesses down there, to support businesses and maybe support some you know, dinner offerings at the restaurants, evening offerings. So I'm excited about the housing in downtown Derita. And that's just 2 examples, you know, very close together, that are changing the fabric of downtown Derita. And then we're also tracking, you know, there's a lot of infill growth going on. There's another big development at Gibbon Road and 115, which is a mix of apartments and townhomes. 15 Cannon is largely complete. That's a big townhome community at 85 in Sugar Creek. And then Griffith Lakes is really on Harris Boulevard, barely inside the area that we cover, but it is a big planned development, a mix of townhomes and single family. And they're actively building over there. So we're just keeping track of those things. Other rezonings, rezoning.org will show you all the rezonings that are underway. There's really nothing active of any note within our area at this time. I don't have a slide about it, but there is a small church on Mineral Springs Road that is doing a rezoning. It's effectively a downzoning. And really all they're doing is building a new church building. And so the zoning change better supports their plan for the church building than their current zoning. But it's a down zoning. They actually have a multi-family zoning. So they're down zoning to a lower density, which gives them better better options and guidelines and regulations for what they're actually planning on their site, which is a church building. So I didn't think that was anything major to cover, but you'll find it at rezoning.org if you want more information. This is just an old slide because a lot of people still want to know what is going on where Puckett's, if you remember the Puckett's Farm Equipment Building, that was at Mallet Creek and Sugar Creek. We were very sad to lose the commercial gathering space, even though, you know, for probably 10 years, it didn't really attract much gathering. But this is the information on that project, which is an affordable housing project. So it received some state tax credits as well as some funds from the city's housing trust fund. And these are the income levels, so you can see how it's targeted 60% to 70% median income, and 25%. I'm sorry, I cannot see who's making that. Okay. But that's the layout of the income restrictions for these apartments. It's not a senior community. Somebody was asking about that at the Allen Hills meeting. It's not restricted, age restricted, but there are small units. It's a mix of 1, 2, and I'm not even sure if there are 3-bedroom units in there, but that's that one. This is just an ongoing project that we hope, it's kind of in the aspirational bucket that we're working on in the background. We have some funds earmarked for it. And it's just some surplus land that is really a gateway to Derita on Mallet Creek Road, where North Graham and Mallet Creek come together and form that triangle view. Anyway, it's a long way off. This is really the project that folks are here from the Urban Design Center and from UNCC that they will be working on. So maybe one of you guys can just give some background on and a summary on what we're working with here. What I have on my screen was just a lovely sketch that Hashim pulled together. Just it's one idea over where we have the Derita sign, which was a previous placemaking project. That parcel of land, the owner is very interested. It's basically underused parcel of land that currently has a very small drive up ice building. You drive up and pay $250 and you get a substantial amount of ice. So, really underused in a downtown area, basically vacant, this lot. And I don't have any good renderings of the lot, but if I need to pull up a map for context, I can. But this is one of the projects that we will be following over the next year that we hope will, is a significant investment of city dollars into a project to be identified, but these are our aspirations. Justin or Jennifer?
Yes, so a quick background. Thanks for the introduction, Teresa. So as everyone knows about the Ways project, and so with that Ways project, there was a lot of placemaking funds, and most of the placemaking funds are going to public art around the mobility hubs, which includes a mobility hub in Derita, which is gonna be like next to the old food line. But then we also, the urban design, so we have some funds that we can use ourselves separate from the Ways project for a placemaking project. And so we are partnering with the with UNCC's MUD program, the Master Urban Design program, to help us design, do some research and design a placemaking, public space in Derita. And so as Teresa mentioned, that the parcel next to the Derita sign on the where the ICE building is was one potential site because there is no city property in this area. And all the right of way is going to be, used for the sidewalk improvements and the mobility hubs. And so it will require a partnership with most likely on private property. But yeah, so that's kind of a general background of the project. That's a great sketch design that you did. Yeah, thanks for doing that. So yeah, it's pretty open-ended right now, but yeah, we're excited for the partnership and with the university, and during the process, we are still engaged the community. Yeah, that's kind of a brief on my end.
Awesome, thank you. And I'll extend the invitation to everyone if you want to physically drive around this area. I'm very happy to give tours. I am a realtor, so I'm quite used to giving tours, but I know Derita, and we can grab Sylvia and give you a good driving tour around, just to understand what is on the ground, and what the potential is, because I've always seen the potential. I know Hashim has too, that we have the very good bones. We don't have massive roads to contend with, even though NCDOT wanted a 53-foot setback on that apartment building where Puckett's is. We hope they do not have any plans to widen the road, and that will really lend itself to a very nice pedestrian-friendly town center. Neighborhood center is the designation in the policy map, and that really allows for a very vibrant mix of residential, commercial, etc. So I'm very excited. I think Derita presents a very unique place in Charlotte to create that kind of town center, walkable center, that already has a lot of residents within walking distance. It's just the infrastructure and the safety and pleasant nature of walking around and accessing downtown Derita needs a lot of work still to get to that point. But if we something like this placemaking project could really kick off a lot of other investment in the area. So we're excited. This and the Raise grant, which is really going to do sidewalk between Nevin and North Graham Street. That whole stretch of W.Sugar Creek will get improved sidewalk, which is badly needed. We don't have Sarah on the call, but she lived for a very long time on Derita Avenue and would push her child around in a stroller on our very challenging, non-existent sidewalks. So yeah, just those kind of investments will make a major difference, and it is exciting. So we'll follow along on this, and obviously, whenever you want to hold something in person or via Zoom, you're welcome. We will set it up with our group. This 9 a.m. meeting is a little smaller. It's harder for a lot of folks to get to, and so we can plan something on a Saturday morning, or something like that, if we want to get more people really involved to look at ideas. And And I forgot to mention, we're missing Mel Renner today, who is on our Derita Statesville Road community organization. He is on the board. He is going to be stepping in for Sylvia. He will be stepping in or stepping up as president. But he was not able to make the call today. But he comes to mind just because he has that very creative engineering brain as well. And so he will have a part in inspiring this project. More investments coming to the area. It's millions and millions of dollars. I haven't been adding up the millions, but this is Ribbon Walk Nature Preserve. The slides are broken down into Nature Preserve and Greenway, but really it's kind of a combined area. But Ribbon Walk, there are plans for a brand new visitor and educational center and nature center on Nevin Road, and that is going to start soon. They've had one public engagement session. I didn't get great feedback from the folks who attended that, so I'm not sure. They came away a little confused about how they were supposed to provide input and so on. So I was not able to attend, but we'll keep track on that. There are links in the slides, so you can go and look at what is proposed over there. But the nature preserve is a fantastic amenity right in our backyard. Beautiful nature trails, wooded trails, wetlands, old hardwood forest. I mean, it's a beautiful place. And then it adjoins Nevin Park. So really these two areas combined are way over about 400 acres of park. So this is a substantially good amenity to have in our neighborhood. And the investments coming will only add to that. Thought I had, sorry, I thought I had the Greenway next, but I guess the community area plan is another thing that has just, it's new policy that has been adopted by the city. And we fall into this north, middle, and outer plan area, which includes a lot of Prosperity Village out there on 485. So, and UNCC, I think, is also in this area. UNCC might be more here, I'm not sure, but anyway, you can go and look at the community area plan. It is adopted policy now, so those are the guidelines that the city would use when they're considering rezonings and other projects, capital improvement projects, etc. And there's a link so you can look at that. Okay, here's the Greenway, and this is the same, Ribbon Walk, Nevin Park. It's not all on this picture, but I wanted to zoom in enough so you could see some things, and it meant I couldn't fit the whole park. But the Greenway improvement, which is underway, very well underway, is going to connect Allen Hills Park down here, which is at the end of Cheviot Road. If you're an Allen Hills resident or Carey Hills, you will know Cheviot Road. And at the end of that is Allen Hills Park. This provides some fantastic connectivity for this park because it's really not intended for people to drive there. There's not a lot of parking. So this connects Allen Hills Park via this Greenway, and this part of the Greenway is almost complete. They've already paved this part to Nevin Road, and then there will be a pedestrian crossing with a crossing beacon. You push the button, you get a red light for cars to stop so that you can cross Nevin Road and get on the sidewalk and then continue. This part of the Greenway here I hope you can all see my cursor. This part is still under construction, and as you can see, there's multiple stream crossings, and that is, that's taking a bit of time because each of these stream crossings needs a substantial bridge. But you can go and walk along here. I mean, it's cleared and it's gravel, and they've got some of the bridges in place, and you can see the old stream crossings. But that will end up when it's complete, which should be by the end of probably summer next year, I'm guessing. It will be a 2-mile stretch from the Allen Hills Park through Ribbon Walk, into Nevin Park, and all the way out. It exits on Statesville Road. So it's going to be a very good amenity for our neighborhood, because this connection here to Nevin Park, there's so many amenities within Nevin Park that you can now reach with a bicycle. That's maybe not many of us would consider that, but that is what people want. Greenways are the most requested amenity in Mecklenburg County. So here we are getting a 2-mile stretch that is connecting all these neighborhoods safely to these parks that are in our backyard. Very exciting. And so Nevin Community Park is adding pickleball courts. They're adding trail improvements. They're adding a skate park. They already have big playgrounds, a spray ground, ballparks. I mean, the amenities are endless over there. It's a great asset to our area. This is another project that is ongoing, the Sugar Creek Corridor of Opportunity. It's part of the city's corridors of opportunity. There are 6 corridors of opportunity. This is the Sugar Creek in 85. And so there are funds set aside to help with all aspects of trying to improve that corridor, because it's a big connector. It connects Derita really to the Noda area and to the freeway and so on. Has had a lot of challenges over the years, mainly because of the interstate and a real cluster oversupply of cheap motel rooms that has led to some issues. So this is the city's project to really tackle that, and that's worth keeping up with. They've been doing sort of annual updates on what they're doing there, and there is a lot of support for business owners and homeowners within that corridor. So there's a link for that. A little summary of all these major project timelines. Here's where my skepticism comes in. When I moved here in 2007, this red line was going to be the next thing. And then it was just swept off the table for a couple of decades, almost. So, but I'm now have to be optimistic that we will see passenger service on the red line by 2035. And then some of these other things are underway and are definitely happening. I've got a bunch of useful links here in the slides, and this is just really for those of you who represent neighborhoods. You can answer a lot of questions with the information at these links. So I've tried to put them all in one place. And there's a bunch of them. And I think that's all. The biggest request, waited till the end for this, but we are looking for board members. We're looking for community leaders. We hope that you will consider joining us. You don't have to be an expert in anything, zoning or planning. If you live in the area, you care, or you're a longtime resident, you're a newer neighbor, you're a business owner, you're a young professional, you're a retiree, it doesn't matter. In fact, all the different perspectives are very important. And so we hope that we will hear from you to join the board and sit in on these meetings and help with attending the other city meetings so that we have some presence there, and we have people kind of gathering information in all these corners of activity. But think on who you might know who would be a good leader. Sylvia has passed the torch. Mel will be taking over in her role. She will remain on the board. Of course, her institutional knowledge or just her community knowledge is invaluable. So we will be leaning on her for a long time, but she is stepping away from that leadership role. And I'm, into a 1-year plan to relocate when my husband retires. So we really need to start building a new bench of people, and we can always use people. So even before now, we could have used a lot more people. So think about it and let us know. And you guys with the city departments, I never did get Kelsey to introduce. So maybe I'll just call on you now. Hopefully you're still on the call. Kelsey is with Housing and Neighborhood Services, and may even have some names of people that she's dealing with in other contexts that she knows live in the area who may already be involved in some way, and connect us with them. So Kelsey, are you there? Not to put you on.
Yes.
But just let us know if you've got anything.
I actually do have an update. I'm not sure if you received it or not, but we are, Sugar Creek Business Association, in partnership with Northside Church, is hosting a community micro fair. I think the last one is on August 13th at Northside from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. And during that time, there'll just be a few resources from the community housing service, the housing division of Housing and Neighborhood Services Department here at the city will also be giving out air conditioner units as part of giveaways. And then also, since it is still during the Kids Eat Free lunch program at Northside, the first 50 people to register for the event will be able to receive a free lunch as well. And there will be other free little giveaways like a Food Lion gift card. Yes, Carrie, if you can just drop your email in the chat, I'll send it to you. So yes, that's next Thursday at 11. And this is also an opportunity to engage with code enforcement, to just ask questions about any code or ordinances or anything like that.
Okay, yes. I don't remember seeing that. So did you email me a flyer or something?
I believe so. And I plan on sending it again. So
Yeah,
I made sure. Yeah.
it's very possible that I missed it, but
No, it's fine.
That sounds like a great event, and I would definitely try to be there. I realize it looks like it may be a bit of a back to school type of thing.
Not really. So this is the third one that has been hosted. So it's not necessarily a back to school event, but during the summer, Northside Church offered the Kids Eat Free program.
Okay.
So we're just kind of tying in with that, trying to catch the parents or guardians as they come in to drop their kids off if they're not a part of a camp.
Yeah. All right. Well, that sounds like a very good event. So I will be happy to send that on with the slides from this meeting. So I'll look for that flyer.
Yeah, and It'll probably be helpful if I introduce myself for the people on the call. Kelsey Preston, like Teresa said, I am with the House and Neighborhood Services Department here at the City of Charlotte, but I also serve as the Community Engagement Lead for the Corridors Opportunity Program.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Yes, I've somehow missed you in the introductions, even though I wrote your name down. So sorry about that. And we're grateful that you come on these calls, and Housing and Neighborhood Services is a great resource for communities. Even HOAs can have access resources there. For any aspect of helping with the community, your community. All right, I think that is everything that I have. Anybody got anything to add? Anything that we should be covering or researching? And I'm sorry, I saw Tina Marshall come on at some point in the meeting. We didn't have you introduced. I don't know if you're still there, but good to see you. Anybody got anything to add or any items for discussion? Thank you, Hashim. Thanks for being here. All right. I don't think we have anything. So the next meeting will be September 3rd, I believe, at 9 a.m. And the developers of the apartments at Mallard at Sugar Creek will be on that call to let us, they'll show us some renderings of what they're planning over there. And that's all. Hope to see you at some of these events, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you again, Teresa. This is Jen from UNC Charlotte. I just wanted to say that I would love to follow up with you over email and set up a time that we can chat about how to get the students involved in the work that your community organization is doing, so that we're, so that our work is really supporting your neighborhood in the best way that it can.
So thank you. Yes, I would love to follow up. So I think that we've probably already been connected via email, but if not, deritanews@gmail.com is the email for me. But yeah, I look forward to keep talking more about that. And if we need to do a little driving tour of some kind, or even walking, it
Some
is
combination would be great.
Yeah, exactly. We can arrange that.
Okay.
Thanks so much. Thank you. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
Yeah.
And thanks, everybody. It was great to meet you.
Thanks, Teresa.